Welcome back to On Point Plastics Edition. James, the Kentucky Derby Trail winds its way to a synthetic surface this weekend. The El Camino Real Derby, and then the 10-point races wrap up Monday with the Southwest. We'll start with the El Camino at Golden Gate. On paper, no one that really strikes me as, this is a Kentucky Derby contender, but time of year anyone can jump up, and it is a mile and an eighth. So maybe we'll see something, but otherwise, I'm not too excited.
Yeah, I was surprised a little bit that it didn't get a bigger field with more turf horses. You know, most of the horses in here have been running, several of them have been running on the two top contenders in Southern California. Ann Arbor Eddie and Royal Flattery have made all their starts either at Santa Anita Del Mar or Los Al. So you got a couple local horses in there from the California Derby, but no like turf stakes horses.
Yeah, and Sheer Flattery has a 96 speed rating, a couple back, which is best in this field. And then Ann Arbor Eddie's been in the low 90s consistently, and that's where I landed for the win spot. I'm a little less concerned about the mile and an eighth. That might be his limit. I'm not sure we want to go further than that, at least in terms of a top performance level. But I think he'll be okay here, and I think Sheer Flattery and the horse to his outside are going to be the ones on the pace. And Ann Arbor Eddie will be tucked right behind. I don't think he'll be too far back because the longer distance will keep him close. But he's popped a couple 90-plus late pace ratings while chasing runners in Southern California, where we know they can go pretty fast down there. So I think it sets up for him. But again, I'd need 2-1. That's my floor with him.
Right.
Talking with Steve.
On.
Yeah, I was talking to Steve Bick. I mean, Sheer Flattery at 7-5 is certainly an underlay. So not sure where they'll end up price-wise, but Ann Arbor Eddie on top. But there are a couple others that intrigue if they improve.
Yeah, for sure. Colonel Sampson is one of them that, I give Ann Arbor Eddie the edge over Sheer Flattery. I do like his last two wins. I mean, he looks like a horse that's moving forward and, has that going for him. Whereas Sheer Flattery, I didn't think he beat a very good maiden field. And, it's just, that Lewis didn't come back real strong.
How did he not pass IRAP? I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'd give him the edge. The other horse I looked at in there was Colonel Sampson. He's won a listed stake, the Gold Rush there. He comes off a third in the California Derby. He only got beat a couple lengths. And, figures that extra ground might be to his advantage, being able to skip away mare by Colonel John.
Yeah, and Tribal Rule was the alternative for me past the two favorites. Just distance and really to me his three races haven't been awful. Some trouble here and there, and maybe the consistency gets the job done if he's able to run the same race at a decent price. But yeah, Ann Arbor Eddie, and to me Colonel Sampson I've picked in other races before at a decent price. He hasn't gotten the job done, but to me Sheer Flattery, especially as the favorite, I mean, maybe you just take a shot that he runs off the board, because his races to me haven't been anything I feel like, I got to use him. So maybe that's where the money's to be made, even if Ann Arbor Eddie isn't the winner. And then the Southwest is Monday. Don't know the full field yet, but certainly some interesting looks there. And, then on to the 50-point races. But I think we'll learn more from the Southwest than the El Camino.
Absolutely. And, the El Camino has one new face in that race is Looking at Lee, who makes his first start back. He was never really a threat against the likes of Classic Empire, not this time. But he did run well to either run third or fourth against them. I think even second against Looking at Lee. So if he can keep moving forward, he has a chance to be a nice 3-year-old for Asmussen. The key contender in there and favorite is Uncontested. He won the Southwest, by open lens, but was lone speed on a wet track. So I think this will give us a better idea if he's legitimate, especially if he gets a fast track on Saturday.
Yeah, Looking at Lee definitely the most interesting for me. I liked several of his races as a 3-year-old. Not quite there speed-wise. Definitely has to improve, but he is the type. I mean, you talk about it with 3-year-olds all the time. So for me, if we see that improvement, maybe I get a little excited. But if it's the same old, third place finish, just picking up the pieces, I'm done. I mean, to me, not saying he has to win, but, you talked about it with McCracken. He's the type, we see he has the 2-year-old foundation. He's run well in stakes. time to see them move forward, though.
Exactly. I mean, those kind of types can win every once in a while, but you can hardly, support him with confidence. So he definitely needs to move forward with a strong finish and not just, like you said, come rumbling late.
And there's also a prep in Japan, which I don't know much about, but our colleague Kelly Riley will help us get informed.
The winner of the last prep is back in it.
Yeah, so for those interested in what might happen in Japan, certainly look at Kelly's stuff on brisnet.com and kentuckyderby.com, and we'll be back next week to A, wrap all this up, but B, more importantly, the Risen Star kicks off the championship series, 50 points to the winner. And definitely brass tacks will
really look at the Risen Star, and then the following weekend pretty much all of the top 2-year-olds that will be back here in the next couple weeks, so going to be fun races ahead.
Yeah, fast and furious for sure, and stay with us every week. Hopefully we'll find some winners, and this week Ann Arbor Eddie for me.
All right, I'm on the same thing, Ann Arbor Eddie.
All right, there you go.